You guys, this is starting to get scary. I told you down in Venezuela that they were going after the... Now look at these earthquakes just since I talked about this last night. Now, if you follow me, you know what you're looking at. And right here would be the eye. For those of you who don't know, here's the mouth area. All right, nose holes that stick above here. Head goes around and she goes in there. I'll show you the rest of her later. But look at these earthquakes. Just last night, I reported on these earthquakes. And for those of you that follow me, you know that this is one of her eyes. This entire piece is an eye, but they actually have a bridge that goes from here to here that almost acts as a stitch to help keep it closed. This is absolutely crazy. I'll show you guys that later. But look at these. Look at these. All these earthquakes in that area since last night. All right. 6.3, 6.2, 4.5, 5.8, 4.9. This is since yesterday, and I told you all that you know what that is. Right there, inside of that, y'all know what that is. That is the eye of this, the pupil area. All right. Let me back out. Back out some more. All right. Here's the brow area over here. All right. The bottom of the eye. For those of you that's wondering what I'm talking about. And I told you all. Now, Texas. All right. Coming up through here throughout Texas. I told you where it's going to split at. Here, let me go back out. All right. So, if we take it from the head, there's the cheekbone side of the head, comes around into the neck, all right, runs through here. There's the belly area where she starts to get bigger, all right. That's why in Wyoming and Montana, the earth is starting to crack and starting to split over in that area. But right here in Texas, Toya, Texas, man, they've had a cluster of quakes. They've had more than this. They're only showing these. That's a 2.9. 2.5, 2.6, 2.6, all right, and that's where those are starting at, all right, but I want you guys to pay attention, all right, to where all of these are. All of your earthquakes will be in these areas, okay. Now, for those of you, San Diego, 2.6, near Los Angeles, 2.7, out on the Rosa Islands, 2.6. Pinnacles, California, 2.7. Berkeley, California, 2.8. And these are out off in the water. That's Ferndale, California, 2.7. All right. And once again, all right, here, let's go on down. We're going to go continue following the body of this. All right. We'll continue following the body. And I told you around here is where it splits. This is where it's going to happen, you guys. Right there, right through Colorado, right through Denver. All right, you keep following the body where she goes up. All right, you can continue to see it right here. We're going to get all the way around to the tail. Don't worry about it. We're going to keep following it on up through British Columbia and Vancouver, Canada. All right, Yukon. We're going to follow this tail all the way around. Get back to some others. That is in Salcha, Alaska. All right, we're going to keep on coming around. We're going to get out to the tail for you guys. That one is in Kokhanok, Alaska. It's a 3.0. All right. Yeah, let me back it up so that you guys that don't know where the tail of this is, it's right here. All right. This is the tail. This is where the cloaca is, down in this area. The poop chute. There's a 3.9. And right there, there's a 4.1. There's a poop chute. All right, and this tail ends right there. And I told you guys there was another one over here. Tokyo is on one. This is the cheek. The eye area is up in here, coming around to the chin. All right, right there, coming around to the chin down in Hong Kong. All right, but look at all of these. When I tell you these things are moving, they're flexing, you have all of these too that occurred. 4.6, 4.7, 4.5. A 5.2, 5.0. That one's a 4.5. All right. So the entire ring of fire right now, you guys, when I say the entire ring of fire is buzzing, you can look at them, follow them on around. All right? The entire ring of fire is dropping earthquakes right now. But we're going to get back over here to Venezuela, you know, where your drug boats are being bombed at. You know, the same place where I told you that they were going to bomb. Right here in the eye, because that is the only place these things are susceptible. But I want to show you guys this bridge right here. There is a bridge right here that keeps this land stitched together to make a straight right through there. All right, hold on. All right, in this area right here, there is a bridge that they use to stitch the land together to keep this eye from opening all the way up. See if we can get close enough to it. See if we can see it. All right. And that is it right there. All right. Runs from one side of the land to the other side of the land. And it is literally stitched. They have literally stitched the eye of this dragon closed in that area. All right. Can you see it now? It's right there. All right. Show you what this bridge looks like. All right, that's what that bridge looks like. All right, it is literally, let's see here. It is literally stitching one side of this eye closed. All right, so that this thing cannot open its eye completely. And the name of this bridge is General Rafael Urdaneta Bridge. All right. And as you can see, it literally keeps this closed. It is a stitch to help keep that closed. All right. Now, once that bridge collapses, this will open up even more. This is going to open up. He's going to open his eye up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this once this bridge collapses. And I'll show you guys again. All right. This is the eye area right here. And that right there is where it's closed. That will break. When that breaks, that eye is going to open up some more. But back to Venezuela, I told you guys where it was going to happen at. All right. I told you guys whenever you seen the American ships there, what they were going there for. The American ships are there. And they're bombing drug cartel boats. How come they never bomb Mexico? I don't know. Maybe it just makes too much sense. So once again, here's the head, there's the mouth, the chin, coming around. It's just like a python, all right? Neck gets skinny, and then it starts to get a little wider whenever you get back. I told you guys, whenever this thing splits, this is where the split's going to happen, right up through there, all right? All the way up here. And once the earthquake starts down here, and this finally splits somewhere in this area, and that water gets a chance to rush in, it's not going to be a good day for anything on that side whenever that happens.